Catherine Walsh stepped off the train in Cedar Ridge, her hands unsteady and her heart filled with unease. She carried nothing more than a small carpetbag and a bundle of worn letters, the same ones that had drawn her all the way to the rugged Montana territory. At just 23 years old, Catherine had never traveled more than 10 miles from her family's farm in Ohio. But difficult circumstances had left her with little choice, and she had agreed to a mail-order bride arrangement with a rancher named William Hayes. Every detail of the match had been decided through letters alone, and Catherine's sheltered upbringing left her uncertain of what awaited her in this unfamiliar land. The station buzzed with travelers' voices and movement. Catherine stood quietly on the platform, clutching her bag tightly as she searched the crowd for a man who might match William's description. Her nervous thoughts were interrupted by a small, gentle voice beside her. "Are you the new Mama Papa said was coming?" Startled, Catherine looked down to see a girl no older than 5. The child had neatly braided brown hair, bright hazel eyes, and held a much-loved teddy bear close. Her simple blue dress showed careful mending, evidence of a family that took pride even in the little they had. "My name is Catherine Walsh," Catherine replied kindly, bending down to the girl's level. "I'm looking for Mr. William Hayes. Do you know where he is?" The girl's eyes lit up with delight. "You're going to be my new mama," she announced proudly. "I'm Rose Hayes and Papa is coming right now." Before Catherine could respond, a tall man approached with firm steps. He looked to be in his mid-30s, his dark hair touched by sun and wind, his hands marked by years of ranch work. "Miss Walsh," he greeted, respectfully removing his hat. "I'm William Hayes, and I see you've already met my daughter, Rose." Catherine noticed immediately how William's attention shifted toward his little girl. The protective warmth in his eyes revealed the devotion of a caring father. That small moment eased some of her tension. "Rose has been counting down the days to your arrival," William admitted, his tone both fond and slightly embarrassed by his daughter's enthusiasm. "She's asked every day when her new mama would come." Catherine's heart skipped at the word mama. The responsibility hidden in that single title both frightened and moved her. As they rode toward the Hayes Ranch in William's wagon, Rose sat happily between them, filling the air with chatter about her chickens, her favorite wildflowers, and every detail of her young world. For Catherine, it became clear that she wasn't only entering into a marriage, she was joining a family. During the ride, William shared his story. His wife Sarah had passed away 2 years earlier, leaving him to care for Rose while also running the ranch. He spoke of Sarah with quiet respect, without bitterness or lingering grief. Catherine realized then that his choice to seek a new wife came not from romance, but from the practical need to provide his daughter with stability. Yet what struck Catherine most was how naturally William included Rose in everything, asking her which road they should take home, and listening with real interest to her observations of the land around them. When they arrived, Catherine saw that the ranch was modest but well cared for. The sturdy home showed signs of thoughtful improvements, small touches clearly made in preparation for her arrival. It was William's way of saying she was welcome. That evening, as Catherine settled into the guest room where she would stay until their wedding the following week, Rose appeared in the doorway in her white nightgown, clutching her teddy bear. Her expression was serious, as though she had something very important to say. "Miss Catherine," she began, "can you be my mama for real? Not just because you marry Papa, but because you want to love me." Catherine's eyes filled with tears at the honesty of the request. She opened her arms and said softly, "Oh, Rose, that's exactly what I want more than anything." The little girl climbed into her embrace, and in that moment, Catherine realized her fears of marriage and motherhood were slowly being replaced by something far deeper, the understanding that love could grow from choice and commitment. In the days that followed, Catherine and William grew closer as they planned their simple wedding. Catherine soon discovered that William believed marriage was about partnership, not control. He valued her thoughts about the household, included her in decisions about Rose's future, and cared genuinely about her comfort and happiness. Most of all, he never pressured her in ways that made her uneasy. Instead, he allowed trust and friendship to guide the path toward intimacy, showing patience and respect. On their wedding day, it was Rose who proudly declared that she would serve as both flower girl and maid of honor. In front of the small gathering, she announced with joy that she was not just gaining a stepmother but a real mama, someone who had chosen her. The ceremony itself was simple, yet every word carried meaning. When Catherine spoke her vows, they were not only to William but also to Rose. She promised to love and care for both of them as her own family. In the months that followed, Catherine discovered that her lack of experience did not matter as much as she had feared. Rose's unconditional love and William's steady support helped her grow confident in her new roles as wife and mother. 6 months later, Catherine told William she was ready to embrace their marriage fully, not out of duty, but because real love had taken root. "I was so afraid I wouldn't know how to be what you needed," she confessed one evening as they sat on the porch, watching Rose play in the yard. William gently took her hand. "Catherine, you became exactly what we needed the moment you chose to love Rose like your own. The rest we'll learn together." Their family grew in time, blessed with 3 more children, yet Rose always held a unique place in Catherine's heart. The little girl who taught her that being a mother was not about blood, but about the decision to love, protect, and nurture a child who needed her. Years later, when Rose had children of her own, she would tell them the story of the day a nervous young woman stepped off a train and became her mama. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. Sometimes the strongest families are not formed by birth, but by the choice to open our hearts to love. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true and inspiring tales of family, hope, and the power of chosen love.